The object of Complicated Board Game, the card game, is to win the board game. And in order to do that, you need to be the first player to take all 5 random pieces from your holdings and play them on the board. To help you do this, each player starts the game with a hand of 4 random cards from the deck of Complications. In here, you'll find things like rules, event cards, board states, and win conditions. Rules are just that. They're new rules for the game. So it's a trading game, if I were to play it, would go here in what we call the rules lane and affect everyone who's playing the game. So this rule in particular means that now every player has the option on their turn to spend an action to trade 1 piece in their holding for 1 piece in any other player's holding. Events are one-time use cards. They happen and then they go away. So I flip the table, for example, resets the board to 0. It wipes all pieces off the board, it takes all rules out of the rules lane, it removes all board states from the board state zone. Most of the time, these cards are going to be good for you and bad for everybody else. Board states are a little more unique to our game. You start out the game in the state of orthogonal, which in terms of board games means up, down, left, or right. That means when you go to play a piece, you would play it up, down, left, or right of the piece you're playing it on. Different board states change this pattern. So diagonal, for example, would mean that we now play cards off of each other's corners. You might want to do this for a couple of reasons. It may make it easier for you to play a piece or harder for your opponents, or it could even help you if you're working on a secret win condition, which brings us to our last card. Win conditions are new secret ways for a single player to win the game. So for example, if you had tic-tac-row here, you would play it face down in front of you, and as soon as there were 3 of any one type of piece on the board, you could reveal this card to win the game. Now, you don't have to be the person that put the 3rd soldier, for example, in order. Anyone could do it, and you could still reveal this card and win the game immediately. So that's pretty much all the pieces in the game. I'll walk you guys through a turn just so you get a sense of how that works, and I'll play this player over here. So, I have 2 phase points to spend. Each card has a number in the top corner that tells you how many phase points it costs. The first thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try and play a piece, because I know that in order to win the game I have to get rid of all of my pieces, and I know that I can play 1 piece per turn. So, I look down here and I see that we have a sheep as the starting piece in the middle of the board. So I will pick up my soldier, and as you can see, in the lower corner it tells you what piece each other piece can be played on. They play each other in sort of a Rochambeau, rock, paper, scissors situation. So hats are worn by soldiers, soldiers ride sheep, sheep are abducted by spaceships, spaceships blow up castles, and castles hat. So, knowing that this soldier is going to ride a sheep, I'm going to play him on the board, following the rules of orthogonal, of course. And that is my first point. Then I'm going to look at my hand and I'm going to see what else I have. And I see that I have the rule, no rules lawyering, which costs 1 point to play. This card means that no other player in the game can say any form of the word rules. So I'll put that into the rules lane, and now it affects everyone playing the game. So I spent 1 phase point to play the soldier, and 1 phase point to play this rule, but I have some cards in my hand that actually cost 0 to play. So before I end my turn, I'm going to play the board state diagonal, changing the pattern with which we're going to play pieces on the board. So that's the end of my turn. Play would now continue for me until either one player emptied their holdings or finished one of their win conditions and won the game.